Hello and welcome to a brand new podcast titled Next Gen Trends, presented by Floud Entertainment. I'm your host, Tony Staddus, and allow me to give you a quick introduction about what the show is. Now, it's a podcast heavily centered around the latest in pop culture. This includes gaming, technology, TV, and other sources of media, except politics. We try to discuss topics in each with a unique and somewhat unusual point of view, and it may not always sync up with popular opinions. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, please be sure to follow the podcast on your preferred platform. The show is available on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, and so much more. So if you get confused, just search Next Gen Trends. It should be the first result on Google. Also, if you can, please rate the show 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. It helps promote the show and grabs new listeners. Video version, go to youtube.com/FloudENT. I repeat, youtube.com/FloudENT. All right, so today's episode is basically going to be some pretty weird topics we're going to dive into. The first one being very, very bizarre. I mean, apparently Supreme and Oreos did a collaboration. I didn't know about this. I don't know if you know about this, but yeah, apparently they did that and they sold out when they came out. So what people have been doing, well, the hype beasts anyway, is that they have been purchasing these Supreme Oreos and selling them on eBay for like $3,000 the price. Like, there's like one dude currently selling it for like $20,000 for a pack of cookies, my guy. Like, I just don't understand. I mean, let's take a look at this article. Okay, so hype beasts have gone wild over the latest Supreme drop. Early this week, as a part of their spring/summer 2020 collection, the cult streetwear brand debuted red and white Supreme brand Oreo cookies. Taking their own spin on the classic cookie, double stuffed Supreme Oreos were priced at $8 per pack of 3, but in typical frenzy inspired by brands' limited edition collabs, the cookies sold out in just a couple of days. Now they're being resold for a whopping $20,000 on eBay for a pack of cookies. Listen, I get it, okay? I get the hype culture. You want to be cool. You want to, keep up with the Joneses and stuff like that. But listen, spending your rent money is not, well, actually, that's more than people's rent money on a pack of cookies. That's not cool, bro. That is the opposite of cool. That is dumb. That is really dumb, and I don't get it. I don't get the hype that Supreme has over these people. I mean, it's literally just the word Supreme in a red box, and people are literally killing themselves just to go online to purchase these things. I don't understand it. I mean, if somebody, is like some Supreme head or whatever, please elaborate. Please tell me, because I gotta be missing something. I mean, $20,000 for a pack of cookies, I think that's a little bit extreme. And it's crazy to me because Supreme is one of those brands that just blew up out of nowhere, because Supreme has been there since, if I'm not mistaken, since about like the 80s or so. It was mainly, skater attire, for skaters. And the thing about that is, skaters didn't even rock it. So it's like Supreme didn't even, appeal to anybody for the most part. So the fact that, Supreme is this omega hype beast brand for, this generation, this doesn't make sense to me. In fact, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, bro. I mean, if you go on the Supreme website, they're selling pretty much anything Supreme. They're selling shovels that has the Supreme logo on it. They're selling crowbars. What else? They even sold a brick. It was a clay brick for $50, and people purchased it without questions asked. God, I mean, when will the hype culture end? That's what I want to know. I mean, I'm sorry, Supreme is not good. It's not good. It's literally just Supreme. It's a red box that says Supreme on it. They don't have any fancy designs. They don't have like cool limited edition stuff like this. No, it's just a box. You're paying $20K for a Supreme based Oreos, which is the most hype beast / overrated thing you can possibly do. I mean, I'm confused why, Nabisco and Oreos even did this collaboration. Like, you would think they would collab with like Reese's Puffs or Reese's Pieces or like other brands that's just not streetwear. Like it just doesn't make sense. It's like, what does that even signify? Like, it has no correlation. Cookies and streetwear it doesn't mix. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. It doesn't mix. It's retarded. It's honestly retarded, and they should stop doing this. And the only way they're gonna stop doing it is if people stop buying Supreme. Now, I realize that that's not gonna happen because hype culture and whatnot, but this is getting out of hand. This is truly getting out of hand right now. And that is not the only topic that we're going to talk about. That's a little bit weird, but we're going to save that towards this episode. But let's talk about some gaming news for a second here. Okay, so Bethesda pulls out of Geforce Now. And if you are completely unaware what Geforce Now is, it's basically Nvidia's streaming service, kind of like Google Stadia, that I forgot that was the thing. It basically streams games or whatever with your, through the cloud and stuff like that. The only difference is that this version, you can actually stream games you already have that's linked with your Steam account. So you technically don't even have to, pay for the games again, much like Stadia. You have to pay like what is it, like $180 or something for the Founders Edition. Plus you got to pay like $60 or $40 for the games. It's ridiculous, but at least this is doing something right. Kind of like what Xbox is doing with what is it, xCloud? Yeah, xCloud. So yeah, but basically they have pulled out and they're taking away their games. And let me just read this article real quick. Okay, most Bethesda titles will no longer be a part of Nvidia Geforce Now streaming service. In a post in Nvidia forum, a staff member has announced that the platform has already started removing Bethesda Softworks titles from its library, including major titles like Skyrim, several Fallout installments, and The Elder Scrolls V. The only Bethesda game that's staying on the service is Wolfenstein Youngblood, which, why? I don't know why. I mean, if you're gonna start taking away your games, you might as well take away all of them, Like, I just don't see the point of just taking, we're just gonna take this, we're gonna take that, and we're just gonna leave this one game for you. And it's funny because, if I'm not mistaken, Wolfenstein Youngblood is a very controversial game amongst like the Wolfenstein community. So the fact that they left that game there is kind of disrespectful. I'm just saying. In a recent post that on Nvidia's blog, they said, as we approach the paid service, some publishers may choose to remove games before the trial period ends. Ultimately, they maintain control over their content and decide whether the game you purchase will be included in Geforce Now. Meanwhile, others will bring back games as they continue to realize Geforce Now's value. Stay tuned more for that. He's basically saying that they may come back with a whole bunch of other companies, because believe it or not, Bethesda is not the first to peel out of this service. First, it was Blizzard / Activision. They took away Modern Warfare and a couple other games, and they didn't really give an explanation. They just said it was due to confusion or something. I don't know. They haven't really elaborated on that. But it seems like this is a bad start for Geforce Now, because I feel like pretty soon. Oh yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Rockstar took out Red Dead, if I'm not mistaken, off of that. I don't know. I don't have an article for that, but I think that's just me speculating. But if this is the case, this is pretty bad for Nvidia. I mean, games being pulled out of the service so early. It's still in beta stage according to them. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to feel about this. Let me know, what do you think though? Like, I need to talk to people who have PC and who have graphics cards and stuff like that and Steam, because I don't have a PC to run games. I want to, but I just don't at the moment. And I just really hope that GeForce Now becomes a great service. I mean, I know there's so many services. I mean, you got PS Now, you got Game Pass, you got Google Stadia. What was it? It was like there's one that was called Shadow, as well as GeForce Now. Like, there's just too many damn streaming services. Y'all need to chill, bro. Listen, people can only have all but so much money at once. I mean, please, But let's move on to stranger news. McDonald's scented candles. Yes, you are not crazy, and you heard correctly. I said McDonald's scented candles. You can't make it up. You can't. You honestly can't at this point. Okay, self-care is important. Your home should be your oasis, your place to relax and recharge, and give all your senses of peace. Self-care is a double-edged sword. Blah, blah, blah. Let's just get to the part on why they're even doing this. Oh, wait, there's oh my goodness, they have multiple flavors, bro. Oh my goodness. Okay. It says the candles are part of a Quarter Pounder fan club line of merch, along with other items like Quarter Pounder calendars and bumper stickers, but the candles will come in scents: bun, ketchup, pickle, cheese, onion, and 100% beef. Struck fear in the hearts of all eater staffs. Oh my goodness, bro. For the full effect, is recommended that you burn them together. Oh my god, bro. Why would Daily Meal say such a thing? So yeah, you heard correctly. They have flavors of this. They got what is this? Cheese. It says the notes of yellow and indigestion. Bro, I can't even read this with a straight face. But yeah, they got cheese scents. They got onion scent, sesame seed bun scent, ketchup scent, pickles, 100% beef. Oh my goodness, bro. Like, why would anybody need I mean, we got Supreme Oreos, you know what I'm saying? We got Supreme Bricks. And now McDonald's was like, you know what? Supreme is doing all this reckless stuff, all this stupid things that nobody needs. I got y'all. We gonna one up y'all, and we gonna make fast food scented candles. I mean, bro, what is life at this point? You see, this is what happens when you give people too much freedom, and it's like, bro, we have too much freedom now. I mean, the fact that we're making fast food scented candles in cheese and onion flavor and ketchup flavor. Why would anybody rationally need this? I mean, I could see this as like a prank or something, or like a April Fool's joke. But last time I checked, we're still in February, so yeah, April Fool's is a little bit too, too early. But yeah, they're making scented candles that signify fast food ingredients, and McDonald's or whoever is in charge of this needs to step down. They need to stop, reevaluate themselves, and ask themselves, what are they doing with their lives? Is this like, I can just imagine the boardroom, right? They're gonna be like, okay, listen, McDonald's, okay, we have a whole bunch of stuff that we got, right? We need more inventive things, okay? Johnny, you go. He's like, oh, well, you see, I actually had this idea I've been sitting on for a while, and I'm just glad I got to share it with the people. Okay, okay, give it. What do you got? Okay, so I was thinking, like, how Supreme has like everything Supreme wise? It's like, yeah, okay, all right, get to the point. Yeah, well, I feel like we should have our own kind of like Supreme thing, right? I feel like we should make I don't know like McDonald's scented candles, because like the whole fast food experience is about like scents and taste, right? It's like, okay, sure, okay, what about it? It's like, yeah, well, I was thinking we should like make, I don't know, like bun flavored bun scent. I can't even, I'm breaking character here, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I went along just like that. Something stupid like that. I don't know, man. What is wrong with people? People need to stop making things that they don't need. They have no business making. I mean, what's next? What is next, man? McDonald's is gonna come out with a video game console, kind of like what Soulja Boy did back in like what was it, 2018? The McDonald's gaming console, exclusively sold only in Happy Meals. I can imagine that. Sadly, I can imagine that. But I don't see why anybody would need this. I honestly do not. I mean, it just seems silly to me. I mean, onion listen, you can literally cook onions and it'll have the same effect. Why do I need to light a candle scented onion? That just seems really dumb to me. Like, and ketchup, sesame seed bun, bro. All you gotta do is just cook and you'll get these flavors. Like, why do I need to light up a candle to do this? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, bro. It does not. 100% beef, again. How about you just make burgers or something? Why do you need a scented candle to do this? It just seems dumb, bro. Okay, I get it. Like, it lasts longer or whatever, right? But who willingly wants to make their apartment or hotel or whatever you're staying at, your car or something, smell like fast food restaurant? It doesn't seem appealing to me, and I don't think that's appealing to most normal people. But then again, who am I? I feel like normal people are just not normal these days. I mean, again, Supreme Oreos, now this scented fast food scented candles. I mean, what else can we invent that is completely outrageous to the point where we're just like, you know what? Maybe we need to stop doing this. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I need like a second opinion on this, because I slowly feel like I'm losing my mind at this point. It's like every single thing that comes out, right? It's just like, hey, this is coming out. We got this awesome idea. It's slightly stupid, but look, listen. It's cool, all right? We're gonna make scented candles, right? We're gonna sell them as like a marketing ploy. And then we are going to start putting bundles, right? It's like, hey, if you order a Happy Meal or something, you get like a free ketchup scented candle or something. They're like, I don't know what to say at this point. I don't know. I'm very like weirded out, as well as confused, mainly confused. But I guess what I'm trying to say is stop making stupid things. Please stop. Please stop. Okay, so let's move on to something normal for once, yeah? Alright, so I've been watching Harley Quinn's DC Universe's Harley Quinn. No, not Birds of Prey. I heard that was pretty terrible, and yeah, I'm not a fan of bad movies. Like, don't get me wrong, I love DC. I prefer DC over Marvel all day, every day. You feel me? But when it comes to movies, there's only like 2 movies that come to mind that are actually good, which is like Wonder Woman and the Joker. That was literally it. Birds of Prey, no. Suicide Squad, what even are you? But this show, it's awesome. I think it's great. The first season just wrapped up, and I gotta say, I love that show. I feel like DC is taking a good route when it comes to TV shows. They just need to implement that when it comes to their movies, because their movies are kind of, aside from, Wonder Woman. I'm pretty sure Wonder Woman is going to be fantastic when it comes out. And supposedly they're going to make a Joker too, but that's not the point. Joker was really good, but again, that's not the point. Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn, if you haven't watched it, it has like the first season, like I said, just ended. It has like 13 seasons. I mean, 13 seasons. My goodness, 13 episodes. I wish it had 13 seasons. 13 episodes, and it's basically about Harley Quinn. Like, it's essentially like the South Park version, like DC South Park in a way. Like meets what's that weird show that's like an acid trip? It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, Rick and Morty. There you go. It's like Rick and Morty meets South Park, but it's like DC themed. There's a lot of vulgar language. There's a lot of gore and stuff, and they also break the fourth wall a lot. They have like what's it called? Oh yeah, references to like outside world and stuff like that. Have a few Star Wars references and stuff. And the thing about this show is it's mainly around comedy, right? And the thing is, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it is pretty funny, but sometimes the jokes don't land. Like, it's just like, it's kind of cringeworthy sometimes. But the show overall is very entertaining. I don't think there's really like an episode that I hated. Definitely, I liked more. I like one more than the other, but it wasn't like, oh, this episode was horrible. It was kind of consistent all the way through, which is hopefully what hopefully what they intend for season 2, because they are going to make a season 2 for this, and supposedly it's supposed to come out in April of this year. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm pretty sure it's not, but if it is, DC, take this dub. Okay, take this W for the win and run with it, because this show, combined with all the other shows that's supposed to come out, and the shows that already been on there, I've been watching Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol is really good. It's supposed to make a second season. Hopefully that's going to be on what is it, HBO Max is coming out pretty soon, like in spring, so hopefully that's going to come out, as well as I saw Titans or whatever. So yeah, like their service is pretty good. They have like original shows. They also got like the old throwback shows on there. Batman, the original like Batman animated series, as well as Batman Beyond, which is like one of my favorite ones. And they got, comic book stuff or whatever. It's like $7 a month. So yeah, they're doing pretty good with themselves. But Harley Quinn is definitely a show that they should keep around, because it definitely does lighten the mood. Because one of the main complaints of why people hate DC or DC anything is that, they kind of take themselves too seriously, which is true. They're not lying, but this show is basically them proving themselves, saying, hey, we could be just as cheerful, if not more cheerful than Marvel, and we could have our own like twisted spin on it. So it's kind of like a South Park in a way, because South Park has whole it's like a more mature, yeah. Again, South Park, South Park, DC. What more can you possibly ask? Go watch the show. But for this next topic, I actually like to take it back to gaming, because I have a question going forward. Because as you all know, this is the recent decade that is 2020. Fresh new decade. I just wanted to ask like a what I think is a very essential question, especially headed towards the next generation of gaming. Do physical copies matter anymore? And I gotta tell you my stance on it. I don't think physical copies should be a thing. I'm sorry. Like, I get it. Again, I understand, people like their physical copies and they want to keep their physical copies. But you see, the thing about owning a physical copy is that it has more disadvantages than it does advantages. And I'm going to dive in, what I meant by that. Which is basically, you still have to download the games anyway. Whether you have a disc or digital, you still have to you still have to digitally download the game. Whether that's in a disc or it's on your hard drive. So, for you to spend $60 on a game, a physical copy, that can easily get lost, can easily get, not work. Because there's been several instances where, like, my console just literally doesn't read the disc, or the disc just stops working, And I don't have a problem with digital. In fact, digital is like less space, first of all, it's less space, and it, it doesn't give you problems. It's like once you buy the game, it's already attached to your account. I don't see why people, have this misconception that if you own a physical copy of a game, that means, oh, I own this game. No, you actually don't. In fact, if you read the terms of service, the little like 30,000 page essay that's seen at the beginning of the game, it tell you, oh, accept this. It tells you verbatim that you don't own the game, whether that's a physical copy or a disc copy. So just because you have a physical representation in your hand doesn't exactly mean that you own the game. You don't own the rights to Rockstar Games. You don't own the rights from Call of Duty and stuff like that. So the fact that people having this misconception that, oh, if I have a physical copy of this game, that in turn means that I own the licensing, that's not how that works. Clearly it's not. Because if that was the case, then nobody would get hit with copyright strikes, for stealing, leaked gameplay and stuff like that, a whole bunch of other stuff. That's not the point. The point is, physical copies, I feel like it can be an option, but I feel like it shouldn't be an option where like the masses are taking, you know what I mean? Because digital copies are just the way to go, And the thing is, digital copies are essentially, think about it. What do you think is better? Do you think a credit card is better, or do you think having, like infinite money in your wallet is gonna, benefit you in any way, shape, or form? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you rather have $1 million on your bank card or $1 million in your pockets? I'm pretty sure I would like to have it on a plastic card way more than my pockets, because number one, it's not gonna fit, obviously, right? It's the same thing with gaming. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have multiple games installed in my hard drive / external drive than to have like 87,000 games like piled up. I have to make like a shelf and stuff like that. It's cool for retro games if you're a retro gamer, if you're, a collector when it comes to retro games. Again, I'm saying retro multiple times because none of these games, in my opinion, are really worth, collecting all of them for, But if you're a collector, do you? I'm just simply saying that it's not practical. It's not. Again, like I remember on 360, that 360 tore up all of my games. I had to buy GTA 4 times because it kept destroying my discs. Like it would have a huge like dark scratches in it. So like the console couldn't read it. It would have like cracks, almost look like teeth marks. Like, bro, the console was eating away at my games. Like it was hungry until I just discovered that, oh, I can, install my games while it's, in the console. And that way, it basically keeps my games protected. And it's the same way for this generation and the next generation. In fact, it manually gives you a digital download. As soon as you put the disc into your console, the physical disc into your console, it automatically says you have to download the game. So it's like, okay, why do I have this then? That defeats the purpose if I still have to download it. I don't understand it. And again, this is not me coming at people like, yo, what you're doing is wrong, you should stop doing it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, there should be, I don't know, like, self-awareness. It's like, listen, you do realize that this is a thing and this is potentially could be better than what you're doing. That's what I'm saying. I'm just merely giving a suggestion, because the main reason why I'm giving a suggestion is because GameStop is still a thing. And if you really want GameStop, people talk about GameStop all the time and be like, oh, it's a terrible company, a terrible service, this and that, they scam people. Well, you are basically giving them ammunition to scam people because you're still buying physical copies, And if you notice, a lot of people buy digital and look at the results that it's caused. GameStop is slowly deteriorating, and it hopefully won't be around when next generation comes. And obviously that's a good thing. Now, of course, I don't wish upon anybody to lose their job or nothing, but honestly, if you work at GameStop, you should have a backup job ASAP, because that whole entire company is literally the Titanic right now. It is sinking. The iceberg is right in front of you. you really need to jump ship as soon as you can, because that's not going to be a company that's going to, financially be stable in the next, I don't know, 3 to 4 years. That's all I'm saying is, listen, consider not buying physical copies, especially from GameStop. But like, come on, I see this all the time. People buy pre-owned copies for like $40 or whatever, or like they bring in games that already, that they already bought for $60, and then they bring it back because they don't want it, or they found that like the game is not for them or whatever. And then they're like, okay, they take it for like $15 to $20, and as soon as you leave the door, they slap a $60 to $40 price tag on it and resell it. That's how it is, bro. It's literally like a Ponzi scheme. That's GameStop. That's GameSpot. And it's always been the case, honestly. It's getting a lot worse as of recently, but GameStop has always been this way, and they're not going to change, which is exactly why they need to be, gone. Because scamming people is not cool for obvious reasons. I mean, who willingly wants to be scammed? It's like, oh yeah, I love being scammed by GameStop. They always make me feel like trash. I love it. You're like, no. I mean, if you're like that kind of masochist, then maybe. But I don't know. People have some weird kinks. But the point, what I'm saying is, I don't believe that physical games should be a thing in 2020. That's just my personal opinion. Your opinion may be, you see, that's the thing about opinions, is that you don't have to agree. It's amazing, isn't it? Right? Oh, opinions, And today's like, why can't you ask questions, or give your side, your spin on things without upsetting like half of the whole world? I don't understand that. I don't know. People should just like have open ears, or like be open-minded when it comes to certain things. It's like, okay, you can listen to my opinion and you be like, okay, I understand you, I get this, but I'm still gonna buy it, and that's perfect. I'm still gonna buy physical copies. That's perfectly fine. All I'm saying is, just at least hear me out on this, because GameSpot is still a thing, and that's the result of people still buying physical copies, And the best way to kill GameStop is to not shop there, especially from digital games. I mean, physical games, and just go digital. That's what I'm saying, man. But yeah, that's basically about it for the topics that I already written down, or wanted to talk about, like, most importantly. But it's just a segment where I just talk about, like, like, how are you guys doing? How you doing? I am very, very new at this, solo podcast, or just podcast in general thing. Trying to get the swing of things. This is the first episode. Obviously, there's gonna be mistakes here and there and stuff like that. But oh, my voice just cracked. But yeah, expect more stuff like this. I plan to make things a lot more organized in terms of topics, because I kind of just went with the flow a little bit. I did have some show notes. And man, I need to drink some water. Hold up. Okay, I don't have my water, but anyways, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, please follow the show on your preferred platform. We're basically everywhere. We're on Spotify, we're on Anchor, we're on Breaker, we're on pretty much everywhere. And if you get confused, just simply type in Next Gen Trends on Google. It should be the first link that you find, and that should be a Spotify link. So yeah, but don't forget to subscribe to the Fly Out Entertainment YouTube, so you can see the video version of this, as well as I make my own content over at Playmaker 212, mainly gaming. That's just sort of my thing, but sometimes I do off-topic stuff like this, but that's what the podcast is for mainly. And yeah, that's I don't know how to end this, man. But yeah, that's basically about it though. But I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching. Expect more episodes. Hopefully this does well, because I enjoyed doing this. I thought it was pretty cool, getting outside my comfort zone. And again, I'm not really used to talking for like an hour or half an hour straight. This is kind of kind of weird, but I'm enjoying it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And to all my listeners out there, please follow the show anywhere that you're listening to this on. And and do not forget, if you use Apple Podcasts, do not forget to rate the show 5 stars. It helps support the show by pushing it to a more broader audience, therefore getting more listeners, and which gives you more episodes. So yeah, this is Tony Staddus, and I'm out. Peace.